Hi everyone, it's Joanna here. I'm sure some of you have followed a lot of home workout videos, or perhaps some of you have just started your fitness routine in the gym. Some of the fundamental movements when it comes to exercising includes your squats, lunges, push-ups, and also planks. Do you know if you're doing the exercises correctly? And why is it so important? First of all, is to avoid any unwanted injuries. If you were to continue doing the wrong form, eventually it could lead to back pain, knee pain, and any unwanted injuries. Secondly, in order to see results, you have to make sure that you execute the exercises correctly in order to hit and target the right muscle group. And thirdly, you need to have a solid and firm foundation. By having a firm and solid foundation, you can progress further in your workouts, okay? So today's video is about learning the basics of doing a proper squat, lunge, push-up, as well as a plank. So we will be learning what not to do and how to execute each exercise correctly. So let's start with squats. Squats is one of the best exercises to work on your lower body, the big muscle group, your quads, your hamstrings, as well as your glutes, okay? So squats, pretty much we use it in almost every single workout. Some of the most common mistakes we tend to see is that people tend to push their knees forward when doing a squat, okay? So then they tend to push their knees forward, and when they push up, they're using their toes. If you find yourself doing this and you feel imbalanced, this is wrong, okay? This is not a squat. Eventually, you're gonna start feeling the ache and pain on your knees. So how do we do a proper squat? All right, first of all, I want you to grab a chair or a stool. Before we even get started, I want you to make sure that you're standing in a neutral position, something I always mention in my video. Stand shoulder width apart, so it should not be too narrow or too wide. Shoulder width apart, find the center, find your balance, and make sure that your chest is upright and you're looking straight ahead, okay? And the reason why I want you to have a chair or a low stool, because this is going to be your guide, okay? So, when doing a proper squat, what I want you to do is aim to push your butt back first and sit on the chair or stool, okay? And remember to keep your chest up throughout. So, stand shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward, look straight ahead, push your butt back and sit down on the chair, all right? So push your butt back, sit down on the chair, and come back up. And as you come up, remember that you're pushing using your heels, not your toes, okay? Let's try that again. Push your butt back, sit, and push up through your heels. So you can't be sitting on the chair this way, correct? You can't sit this way. So remember, knees should not go over your toes. Let's try it one more time. Push your butt back, sit on the chair. If you want to, face front, sit on the chair. And now, get up and push through your heels. Push up and engage your core, tighten your core. That's a proper squat. So, eventually, once you're doing it without the chair, it should look just like this. Down, up, squeeze your glutes, down, up, okay? 90 degrees, knees do not go over your toes, down and up. Chest up, back flat. Squeeze and keep practicing, good. Up and push, good job. So remember, 3 points. Push your butt back, keep your back flat. The power should be coming from your heels, okay? And finally, your knees should not go over your toes. The next movement is your lunges. Typically, I tend to hear people say that they can't find their balance or they're feeling the strain on their knees, okay? So this is what you should not be doing. Typically, what they tend to do is when they do a lunge, there's no focal point. So their legs just go back and they just lose balance, okay? Do not do that. And secondly, they tend to lean their body forward. So another common mistake, this is not a lunge, all right? This is going to hurt your knees, and eventually hurt your back. Remember, this is wrong as well. All right, so how do we do a lunge correctly? First of all, what I want to do is grab a high stool or even your kitchen island, something high which you can support your body against. All right, so I'm going to use my bar stool. So, if you can't find your balance, I want you to hold on to something to give you that extra support and balance. So before you even do a lunge, I want you to make sure that you're standing in a neutral position. So just like your squat, stand shoulder width apart with your toes pointed forward, okay? Find your center point. All right, now support your arms just on the stool. And as you take a step back, I'm going to step back with my left foot. Remember that as you take a step back, your left foot is still shoulder width apart. So it should not go across or even behind your right foot. That's when you're gonna feel that you're out of balance, okay? So remember, step directly behind. Both my feet are still shoulder width apart, okay? Take a wide step, and as you come down, I want you to imagine that both your legs should be in a 90-degree position and come back up, okay? So remember, body upright, chest upright, lunge down, come back up. It's not this, okay? Brace your core, suck your belly in, down and up. Again, the power should be coming from the heels of your front leg. I should be pushing up through my front heels, not my toes, all right? If you're leaning forward, that's when you're gonna be pushing from your toes. Again, let's change leg. Left leg forward, right leg back. Remember, step shoulder width apart, back, all right? If you can't balance yourself, grab hold. If not, release it. Place your palms in front of you, lunge down 90 degrees, up, down, and up. There you go. Down and up. And try to drive your knees as low as you can and come up. So do not rest. So you should feel the work on your front thighs, glutes, and also hamstrings. And up and back, reset. So that's how to do a proper lunge. You can always start by holding onto something for extra support. All right? The next workout is push-ups, okay? I know push-ups, it's not easy, it's not an easy workout, it's a tough workout. It really works on your chest, your shoulders, as well as your arm strength, okay, ladies? Especially for ladies, push-up is not easy. And it can get really frustrating if you can't even do one push-up. Don't worry, today I'm going to help you to get your first push-up in, all right? So let's start by explaining what you should not be doing, the wrong way to do a push-up, all right? So get down onto the floor. Typically, the mistakes that people tend to do is that they tend to either dip their hips, so they tend to do this. Remember, this is not a push-up because you're not engaging your core muscles at all. Or they tend to pike their butt up this way. This is also wrong, okay? Because you're not, again, engaging your core muscles and you're not maximizing the work on your upper body. All right, the right way to do a push-up is to get your upper body in a straight line. It should be moving up and down as one unit, okay? So, down, up, and down. Can you see that my body is moving as one unit? And if I were to lower my body down, your palms should be next to your chest, slightly wider than shoulder width apart, okay? And if you want a firmer grip, what you can do is spread your fingers apart, push your body up as one unit, come back down and up, okay? So, lower yourself as low as you can, keep your arms in a 90-degree position, and push yourself. All right. Some of you might not even have the strength to do a knee push-up. So what you can do is grab a higher platform, okay? Either a stepper, a bench, or even just using your kitchen island, something high. Basically, the higher the platform is, the less weight you'll need to push, all right? So again, same thing, spread your palms apart, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Make sure it's firm, okay? and take a step back. You don't have to go too far. This is wrong as well. Just take a step back, making sure that your chest is in line with the bench, and slowly lower yourself down. Try to get your chest as close to the bench as possible and push yourself back up, all right? Down and up. And as you can see, my body is not changing. It's in a straight line. I'm not piking my butt, I'm not doing this, or I'm not dipping my hips, okay? It's about core engagement as well. Straight line, down and up. You should feel the work on your upper body as well as your core, okay? So that can be the start to your push-up. Find a high platform. Eventually, get down onto the floor and do a knee push-up. And eventually, once you're comfortable with that, then you can progress and do a full push-up, all right? Let me just quickly show you how to do a full push-up. So, remember the principle of a push-up is the same. If you want to start down, okay? If you're not sure about your position, just start down. Make sure that your palms are next to your chest, slightly wider than shoulder width apart, okay? Tuck your toes under and push yourself up in a straight line, okay? Remember to gaze onto the floor. Do not arch your neck and look straight ahead, okay? Gaze onto the floor, keep a neutral position, lower yourself down in one straight line as low as you can, push yourself up. Brace your core, use the strength from your upper body, push yourself up, okay? It's one straight line, down and up. Again, down and up. Good job. All right. So push-up is not easy. You have to slowly progress. Start on a bench, eventually get onto your knees, and then try your first full push-up. The final and probably the most important core workout is plank, okay? I'm sure you've done a plank before and you might have even challenged yourself to do 30 seconds of plank or even 1 minute or even some up to 5 minutes, okay? Whatever your challenge is, I want you to make sure that you are doing the plank correctly in order to engage your deep core muscles and not strain your lower back, all right? Some of the most common mistakes I tend to hear is that people feel the pain on their lower back or the pain on their arms rather than feeling it in their core. So here's what not to do, all right? Okay, let's start on our forearm. Again, common mistakes. What they tend to do is they tend to dip their hips. Can you see that my hips are dropping? If your hips are dropping, you're not engaging your core muscles as well, at all. This is not a plank, okay? This is just going to strain your lower back. So, this is wrong. Another common mistake is that once they're tired, they tend to pike their butt up. This is not a plank. If you're holding a plank for 1 minute and this is what you're doing, then this is not a plank, and I'm sorry, you're not holding your plank for 1 minute. This is wrong, okay? So no dipping, no piking your butt up, all right? Another common mistake is that their arms are too far forward, hence they're struggling to hold the plank, and therefore they tend to start shifting their body weight all over the place. This is wrong as well, okay? Right, so let's start with the basic, all right? So let's start with doing planks on your knees. If you feel that you don't have any core strength or if you're new to doing plank, my suggestion is to start on your knees, okay? Right, so get down onto the floor. What I want you to do is place your forearm onto the mat. Make sure that your forearm, your shoulders and your elbows are in line, okay? They should be in a 90-degree position, all right? So it's not too far forward or too far back. 90-degree position, okay? And what I want you to do is just place your palms onto the floor, all right? This is going to be more challenging. And what I want you to do is slowly lift your body off the floor. Again, just like a push-up, it should be in a straight line. So I want you to brace your core strength, tighten your core, making sure that your body is in one straight line. No dipping, no piking, okay? So hold it just right here and just start by holding it for 30 seconds and really engage your core and suck your belly in, okay? So hold it and gaze down onto the floor. Do not look forward, okay? This is going to strain your neck and it's going to cause your back to not be flat as well. So gaze gently onto the floor and just hold the plank right here, okay? You should feel the burn on your core muscles and you should feel the shiver on your abs as well. Alright, and eventually, once you're comfortable with this position, what you can do is get onto your toes, alright? So get onto your toes. To begin with, you can spread your feet slightly wider. This will make the plank easier, okay? So brace your core again, one straight line, look down onto the floor. My abs are shaking, that is absolutely fine. That's because I'm engaging my core, okay? Eventually, what you can do is step both feet closer in and hold the plank. This is going to be more challenging. Whatever you do, do not pike, do not dip. That breaks the momentum of working on your core strength. So remember, keep it flat, squeeze your glutes if you need to, keep your legs straight, do not drop it, keep your legs straight and just hold it. And slowly lower yourself down. Don't just collapse, all right? Okay, so that is how you should do a proper plank. Remember, 3 points. First is to make sure that your shoulders and elbows are in the straight line and that your arms is in a 90-degree position, okay? So not too far forward, not too far back. 90-degree throughout. The second point is to always remember, do not pike your hips or dip your hips. Your body should always be in a straight line. That's when you will really engage your core and also your glutes as well as your upper body. Straight line, all right? And the third point to remember is that if you want to start off easier, you can spread your feet wider. And if you want to challenge yourself, then keep them closer together, all right? Guys, don't be greedy. Start off by doing a 15 seconds plank, eventually increase it to 30 seconds and 1 minute. What is more important is that you execute this movement correctly in order to strengthen your core and to avoid any lower back pains. These are the main 4 fundamental movements which you will be using a lot in your workouts. So practice them on a daily basis and make sure that you're engaging the right muscles and that your form is on point, okay? If you're unsure of how to do other workouts, then let me know in the comments below. And do also check out my home workout videos, healthy recipes, as well as fitness tips on my YouTube channel. And I will see you in my next video. All the best.